Hi guys, welcome back to the video with the Boss Maths. Don't forget you can also find us on X. As always, don't forget to subscribe, like, share and comment. Today we're going to be looking at how to find the midpoint of fractions. So let's have a look at two fractions and let's see if we can find the midpoint of these two. We have 2/13 and we have 1/5. What fraction is exactly halfway between these two? That's what we need to figure out. There's different ways of doing this. Some people like changing these into decimals, both of them, and then change that back into a fraction. The more simple way of doing this is to find equivalent fractions. So if we have 2/13 and we have this 1/5, 1/5 here, to make equivalent fractions here, as you can see, we just need to multiply this side by 5 and we're going to multiply this side by 13, top and bottom. Our new fraction becomes 10/65, and on this side we have 13/65. Looking at these numbers, the numerators in this case, we have 10 and 13 at the top. So now you might be thinking, halfway between 10 and 13, this is a distance of 3, which is 1.5. If you add 1.5 to 10, that gives you 11.5. So you might be thinking 11.5/65. Can you have a decimal in a fraction? No, you can't. You could multiply the top by 10, bottom by 10. But if you look at it carefully, what if we decided just to double these fractions? Let's see what happens when we double these fractions. On this side we get 20/130, and on this side we get 26/130. Now let's look at the gap. We have a gap here of 6. Half of 6 is 3. Add it on to 20 and our fraction becomes 23/130, and we have just found the midpoint of 2/13 and 1/5. And there is a basic simple technique on how to find the midpoint. I'm going to split these up so you can see what was going on here, and we times this by 2, so we could find a nice midpoint without a decimal. Okay, you have got these questions and then using a similar technique and see if you can get to the answers. So the first one you could try is maybe the midpoint between 1/4 and 2/3. Another one for you to try is 2/7 and 5/8. And you could try 5/11 and 2/3. Find the midpoints. You can pause the video, you can have a go at that, and then I'll go over the answers for you. So let's see how you got on. So we times this side by 3 and this side by 4, top and bottom. That gives you 3/12 and 8/12. The distance, the gap is 5, half it, 2.5, it's not going to work. So let's just double it. 6/24. And on this side we have 16/24. We have a gap of 10. Half it gives us 5, because we need the midpoint. 6 times 5 is 11. your first answer becomes 11 over 24. There's first answer. Let's go to the next one. Times this side by 8, and we times this side by 7. Top and bottom, see what we get. 16 over 56, 35 over 56. Again, let's look at the gap that we get here, and the gap is coming out to be 19. So again, we can't work with that. So let's just double them. 32 over 112. And on this side here, we get 70 over 112. Let's look at the gap this time. And the gap is 38. Half of 38 is 19. And if we add 19 onto 32, we get 51. Our answer is 51 over 112. There it is. Let's look at the last question. Times this side by 3 and this side by 11. We get 15 over 33 and 22 over 33. The gap is 7. It's no good to us. It'll be a decimal. So let's just double them. 30 over 66 and 44 over 66. Let's look at this time and let's see what happens. So our gap this time is just 14. Half it gives us 7. Our answer is 37 over 66. And that is our final midpoint. And that is. Hope this video helps you in finding the midpoint of a pair of fractions. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.